Yeah, thank you guys for coming. First of all, it's a great place to coach. That so many people care about Pac baseball. Very excited to get our season going. Our guys have done a great job in the off season of the strength and conditioning part of it. All had productive summers. We had a good fall and 3-week period leading up to this, and now we're really at a point where we're not going to get any better or improve until we start playing other competition and exposing strengths and weaknesses and kind of formulating what our best team looks like. And so we're really excited to get on the road and do that this weekend.
After having a full calendar year under you with this team, how much more ahead are you this year than you were last year?
There's a lot of ways we are ahead. I think the first thing that the biggest difference is there's more good players on the roster, and I'm very proud of the 2014 team and the things that we accomplished, but we do have some more options, and we've already been hit with some adversity as far as injuries and those types of things, but we're in a lot better place to withstand those kinds of things. Experience, when you look at the returning players in the lineup, there's 5 guys that had significant playing experience in games of consequence that I think they'll really draw from, mature from, and be ready to go, which is good. And the same thing on the pitching side. We have 5 or 6 guys that had significant time and that can really draw from that. And I think baseball is a really experiential game, and we'll benefit from what we had in 2014.
How important are these early season out-of-conference series and games?
Well, I'll give you 2 answers. Number one is we make the opponent really nameless and faceless. We feel like if we throw strikes, play catch, and take a bunch of good at-bats through the lineup, run the bases smart and aggressive, that we can be successful against anybody, including the Yankees. On the flip side of it, the result side of the thing is real. And the way we look at it, it's a 56-game playoff. When you talk about that for the RPI, postseason, all of those types of things, I think we will be extremely improved, and hopefully playing our best towards the end of the season. And if we're doing that, then I feel really good about it.
How exciting is it just to get the season underway? After the long offseason.
Well, you got 3 guys behind you or 4 guys behind you that you can talk to and speak to that. I'm excited to see them play. We talk about closing the gap between where we are and what the maximum potential of this team is, and I think we've made some strides towards that. I think we've hit our point where we can't do that anymore, Ben, until we play somebody else, and we're really looking forward to doing that. I think it's hard to win games. It's a good feeling. We really respect the win, and I want them to go out, work that process, and get the feel that they accomplished something on that day. So we're very much looking forward to playing somebody else.
What are your goals for this season?
That's a good question. It's really, I'm so committed to staying locked into not what we're going to do, but how we're going to do it. I think we've identified that when you talk about maximum effort in terms of preparation and towards execution. And then when you do those things, and with good players like Austin and Trenton and Kyle and Adam, the guys you'll talk to today, it gives you a chance to accomplish the results types of things. Every coach wants to go to the College World Series. Every coach in the Mountain West is going to want to win the championship, and there's a lot of desire amongst our crew to do those same kinds of things. But by saying it, it doesn't get us any closer to doing that. So we're going to focus on the how we're going to do it.
In the Mountain West Conference tournament, you guys really executed well, as you mentioned. If anybody watched any of those games, your team completely changed the way it was maybe in the middle of the season to the end. You continue to tell the players, look, this is how we did things last year, or do you just move forward and move on to this year?
Well, it's a combination. There's several key pieces here. You talk about Austin, you talk about QB, Meyer, Trenton, you talk about Adam, Kyle, Jordan Devin Senzi. There's a lot of guys that were a big part of that. And when you talk about closing the gap and improving, 1% every day, there's some really positive things that we can draw from. With that being said, it's a completely different team. It's a a lot of new players. It's a unique dynamic where we have 10 seniors and we also have like 12 freshmen. And so we've made some efforts to make sure it's a unified group, that they have a good blueprint on what it takes to be successful on that day. And that's really where the focus is preparing for Friday. And when Friday's over, good result, bad result, it's all about Saturday. It's one of those things where we don't get too far ahead of that. With that being said, there's a high demand on improvement. And in March, you will see a better team than you see in February. In April, you'll see a better team in May. And I think when I mentioned being proud of the 2014 team, we did that. And that's going to be expected out of these guys.
Coach, how the new guys mixed with the, I call them old guys, but the veterans on the team? What's your team chemistry like with, as you said, so many young guys and obviously so many veterans?
Yeah, it's evolving and improving every day. I feel very fortunate. You know, you guys will talk to Austin and Adam, where you have a situation where two of your team captains are two of your best players. And the guys that you guys want to talk about and write about, well, they're the most on page on wanting to win and helping a younger player deal with success properly, adversity properly, realizing that it's really hard and it takes a lot to win and be successful. And I think they've been exemplary in that. And we'll continue to get better at that. I think everybody has a open mind. You know, we look at it like I said, game one's the only thing that matters, and who we run out there in game one might be different than in game two. You know, we have some roles that we feel good about established right now, injuries, you know, hot streaks, cold streak. I mean, that's all real, and I think they will do a good job. I think we made significant progress since we've gotten back on the chemistry thing. And, you know, they know there's three things that are demanded out of them is, number one, staying committed to the process. Number two, having a work ethic really unknown to mankind and being extremely selfless. You know, we talk about eliminating the selfish jacket, you know, once we, you know, hit the dirt as one group. And it's that time of year. And I think we have some good leadership, and I'm going to really rely on those guys.
On the pitching side, do you have roles set up already, or is that something that wait until the season starts evolving? Closer set up, that kind of thing?
Yeah, I have a different philosophy on this deal. It's like, you know, the world might end on Saturday, so we're going to do whatever we need to do on Friday to win. We'll start Michael Fain on Friday in the season opener, a guy that has a lot of experience. Jason Dietrich, who had a great season for us, who we picked up literally right before school started last year and became one of our best pitchers, if not our best pitcher. Will figure into the starting mix. You'll see Trenton and Adam a lot at the end of the game. Christian Stolo and Barry Timko will also be in that starting mix. But those are two guys that you may see in the game on Friday based on our philosophy. And I'm really excited about the different qualities that the rest of the staff brings. Sam Held is probably our hardest thrower and very tough to square up. He's a big right-handed pitcher. Zach Wilkins has a really good assortment of pitches, if you will, that will do well. Evan McMahon is a returner who's really made a lot of jump, or a large jump. Alex Lott is another hard thrower. So there's like Jordan Pierce, who also played at third base. There's 5 right-handers out of the pen, and then when you go to the left side, you know, you have Roland, you have Timko, Stolo, Cooper Powell. I mean, I have to look at it because there's a lot of options. Trenton, there's a lot of options, and I'm really excited about figuring that out. And kind of our goal is, you know, to be able to play well enough to win games, but while we're doing it, learn a lot about our team, because that's imperative. And it does take some time to figure out what that right combination is, and we're going to spend a lot of time trying to figure that out.
Any of the newcomers ask why you're in the third base dugout instead of the first?
In terms of?
Just was like, I'm used to seeing the home team on this side.
Oh, no. I mean, you know, I would actually prefer to be in the third base dugout because I coach third base and I can talk to the team a little bit better. But with that being said, we have a nice locker room over there. The wind, the way that it kind of works at our ballpark, it's a little more comfortable, and you know, we don't mind those opposing coaches and players being a little uncomfortable over there. So.
Coach, do you know what kind of team you have offensively? I mean, some coaches can break it down to we got a speedy team on offense, hit and run team, small ball, big ball. Do you know what kind of team you have offensively?
Well, I'll give you our approach on that, and these guys will tell you the same thing, is we're going to do whatever we have to do on that day to win. If the wind's blowing out 100 miles an hour, then we have some guys like Austin QB and Ryan Howell and Trenton and Grant Fennell and Bryce Greger that can hit the ball out of the park at any time. And I'm going to be excited to high-five them coming around third base when they do that. Well, now the reality, though, is if you're going to be a championship team, you have to beat teams with really good pitching and really good defense, and they're not going to allow you to do that. And so we really have to be able to run the bases smart and aggressive, take tough at-bats, be really opportunistic, and I think we can do that well. I'm an offensive-minded coach, and so we spend a lot of time figuring out what's necessary to win any type of game. And I think we have some unique pieces to do that. And I'm looking forward to seeing how the parts fit together and how certain games go. And what we've really tried to say, and one of our kind of themes for the year, is we have the advantage. And that means we can be adaptable and do what we need to do to win on a given day.
Having a guy like Trenton Brooks who can play just about every position, like how much of an advantage is that?
Yeah, versatility is a big deal with me, and we're kind of going through it right now, trying to figure out how to get the best lineup in there. We've had some position switches since we got back that I think, will be beneficial. But yeah, Trenton gives us a lot of options, and you'll see a lot of the going out to the mound. I mean, I just listed 10 or 11 pitchers that I'm comfortable putting in the game at any point, and to try to put us in the right situation for them to be successful, for us to get outs, to get back up and try to score. So, yeah, that's a big help.
Any position players that might pitch this year?
Yeah, Trenton will pitch a lot. Jordan Pierce, who is competing, or for a lot of time in the infield, will also pitch. He's one of our best incoming players. Those two guys, primarily. Cal Stevenson, who will play a lot in the outfield, is also a two-way player. Probably figures a little heavier on the position player side right now than the pitching, but you're going to hear a lot about those guys over the next 3 and 4 years doing both. So.
Can you talk about how competitive it's been during practice to kind of win some of these jobs and how that's kind of evolved and just how competitive it's been?
We're all trying for the same thing, so I'm very careful in using that word within our own team. I want our team in general to be competitive. I feel like it's kind of playing itself out a little bit. And at catcher, Jordan Devincenzi is going to be the catcher. We have two really good options with Michael Blasco, a freshman, and Ryan Teal we can put in the game. But Jordan is as good a catcher as there is in the Mountain West, if not the country, from a defensive standpoint. We're working on him making a jump and being a better offensive player, which is taking good at bats. Austin will be at first base. Ryan Howell is slated to start at second. He has a small injury that we're figuring out. He's questionable for this weekend, which there's where the depth comes into play. I mean, Justin Bridgman is a very good defensive player and execution guy on offense who helped us win a lot of games last year. Kyle Hunt is going to be the shortstop. Jordan Pierce, Bryce Greger at third. Grant Fennell will probably be the DH, freshman who's been very good offensively. Can also figure into the infield. In the outfield, you're looking at QB and left. Very fortunate to have QB and Austin back as seniors. Center field, Trenton, in center. Cole Krasmarzik in right. Cal Stevenson, Jay Anderson right in the middle of that center field, right field deal. So we're going to do the best that we can to figure out what the right combo is on that day. So I'm excited to have that depth and that competition. Hopefully they're better for it, but when we hit the dirt, it's going to be fun to all be going for the same thing.
Do you think that the depth is one of the biggest strengths?
Yeah, I do. I think you can't win in college baseball unless you have some real frontline talent. I really believe that, and that's where recruiting comes into play and experience. And we have some of that, obviously, with Austin, QB, Adam, and these guys that you'll talk to. However, I've got a feeling this is a team where it's going to kind of be a different guy every day, and I think that's exciting. And it's kind of what I was talking about with Don is there's a lot of ways to win games, and I'm excited to perfect our formula, if you will.
I'm sure you've been asked
Yeah, and I have no problem talking about it. And we had a conversation yesterday, him and I, and it's just like gratitude is the first thing that comes to my mind when I think about that. I just mentioned, one of the characteristics I want this team to be known for is being selfless, and that's a living example of that at its finest. And so it means a lot. You have to get lucky in this thing to be good. I mean, it's, I want our players to feel like we have ultimate control over our success, and we do, but you have to get lucky. So, I'm as thankful as I can be, and it's mainly because the impact he has on everybody else around him.
I guess there's a lot of high expectations for you guys this season. How are you trying to help keep the guys grounded?
First off, we don't even use the word expectations. It's not allowed in our family and our culture. With that being said, I think they have a good understanding for this, because a year ago that wasn't the case, and it is not the team with the best players. It's the team that plays the best that day, and that will not change. You look at the Mountain West is very good, and it really sunk into me a couple weeks ago when I was voting the preseason all-conference team. Most of the good players on every team are back, and so we're not entitled to anything. There's a lot of good things to feel excited about, but it always comes back to the play. And so with good leadership within the group, with how we roll, so to speak, I don't think we have a challenge in knowing that we have a big mountain to climb in front of us.
What do you know about your first opponent, Abilene Christian?
Yeah, we've been working on that the last couple days. Very good coach. Britt Bonneau is an excellent coach. It's a beautiful ballpark. They have a good, hard-throwing right-hander on Friday that transferred from Arkansas, sat out last year, and this is his senior year this year. They have a highly accomplished junior college lefty throwing on Saturday, and then kind of your typical right-handed mix, three-pitch guy on Friday. So it sounds like they're going to pitch pretty well. They'll be fundamentally sound. I know their coach. Offensively, there's some new pieces, a little more right-handed than left-handed from the sounds of it. I'm just excited to find out about our team, and then obviously concluding the trip, going over to Texas Tech and playing somebody that was in Omaha, 5 or 6 months ago, whatever, is a great opportunity, for us, and we're going to take advantage of both those opportunities.
With conference starting so early, do you do anything on this road trip to prepare, or do you just, when the conference season starts, you put that aside from evaluating players?
Yeah, my goal, lifelong goal, is to play in the College World Series someday, lead a team to the College World Series someday. And there's multiple ways to get into the NCAA tournament, which is very difficult to do. One is winning the Mountain West tournament. Number two is having an RPI good enough to get yourself in that large bid if you don't win the conference tournament. And so with that being in mind, on the results side of it, it is a 56-game playoff. So you're not going to see me smile more beating a conference team than a non-conference team, because it all counts and it all matters. What I want at the end of the day is for us to, like I said, close the gap between what we are today and what our maximum potential is. And the goal is to kind of win as many games as you can along the way and learn what your best team is. And we got some work to do that. So the goal is each day improving and learning what our best team is.
Anything else for Coach Johnson? All right, thank you, Jay.
All right, thanks, guys.
Guys, we'll go first come, first serve. Seniority first come. Don't get nervous, man. Questions for Austin Byler?
Austin, can you take us through the process last summer after you got drafted and the months leading it passed by for your decision to come back here and play and not settle on a contract with the Nationals?
Yeah, first off, it was a blessing to even get the call from the Nationals to say that I've been drafted and that they chose me. And I was really pumped up about it. And then let it sink in for about the first week. Talked about it a lot with my family, Coach Johnson, and my teammates, and just over time, it just didn't feel right. It just felt like there was some unfinished business here that I wanted to be a part of this culture, and ended up parting ways with them, and all on good terms. But it was a great experience, and I definitely learned a lot from it about the Major League Baseball standpoint and college baseball, comparing them, and definitely I wouldn't be happier anywhere else.
What was the conversation like with you and Coach Johnson when you called him and told him you were coming back?
Well, originally I told him, I was like, hey, Coach, I'm leaning towards signing. And he's like, hey, man, like, just give it a few days, sit on it, think about it, and make sure you're doing the right thing. And I said, okay, all right, like, whatever. And I thought about it, and I was like, he's right. Like, I've been talking to my mom about it, and, like, you just don't get this time back in your life. And I have the best friends in the whole world here. I love this community, love the school, the university, and just everything about it. And when I told Coach I was coming back, he was pretty fired up.
How excited are you? I mean, back now for your senior season. How pumped are you to get this thing started on Friday?
Oh, I'm so pumped. I can't wait to get going. But I know that we're going to be a really good team, but we just have to stick with the process and just kind of just take everything one pitch at a time, believe in our ability, and just have a ton of confidence, and just go out there and just play the game like we're 12.
Coach, similar question. There's a lot of expectations, not on you, but the team as well. How do you keep yourself grounded?
Honestly, I don't even think about any of the expectations. I just kind of just go about my business every single day, just treating it as a new day and a new opportunity to get better. And I know our teammates, or my teammates, they feel the same way. We know we have a lot of expectations, but we don't have to live up to those. We can just go at it each day, each pitch, and if we do that, we're going to be just fine.
And second year with the same coaching staff, is it more comfortable coming into the season than it was last year?
Yeah, it definitely is. We all know what to expect now with the coaching staff, and we have the best coaching staff in the nation, from positivity to knowledge-wise. They'll do anything for us, and I think that's a huge part in all of our success as a player and development as a player and a person on and off the field. And just knowing that they trust us so much, that's just something good to know.
You've been named to a whole bunch of preseason awards lists in All-America and All-Conference. What kind of an honor is that for you, or is that something that you don't really pay attention to?
It's an honor just knowing where I came from when I was younger and just my development as a player, but honestly, I don't really pay much attention to it. I didn't even see any of the articles originally. My dad just told me about them, and I was like, oh, that's cool. Like, that's fun, but we have something higher up in the world that we have to deal with, and that's getting this team on the right track and just winning each day as it comes.
How badly do you guys want to get out there and just face another team?
It's been a long fall and a long spring, it seems like, just getting anxious, trying to go out there and play another team. But I think we're all ready for it. We're really pumped up about this weekend, but we know we need another good week of practice this week and preparation to get us where we want to be. And I know come Friday, our blood's going to be running a lot higher, but I know we'll be ready for it, and we know what to expect.
How competitive has it been going through fall, going through all the different practices, all the different kind of battles going on?
There's a ton of position battles this year, and I think that's good for us because it gives everyone that competition, like you said, in between each position. But I think the biggest key for us is that between the competition, we've been helping each other. So no matter if there's a second base battle, shortstop, third base, we've been helping each other out, and we're on each other's side. There's no hate in between it. It's a friendly competition, and we're trying to push each other to get as good as we possibly can, and that's going to be a huge asset come season time.
How talented do you think this team is top to bottom?
I think this is the most talented team I've played on since I've been here, and I think we have the talent to do something special this year. But once again, we just need that mindset of just one pitch at a time, enjoy every single little moment, and just go about our business like that, and we'll be fine.
Anything else for Austin? All right, thanks, Austin.
Thank you.
Got the sophomore Trenton Brooks up next. All right, guys, fire away.
almost every position out there. What kind of advantage does that help your team?
You know, there's a few guys that do that. I think it's a big advantage that we just having guys that are so that could do all positions. It really helps. It's an asset to our team, and I think it's important. And I think it's going to be good for us.
Would you prefer more pitching or playing defense or playing in the outfield?
I don't have a preference. I mean, I enjoy doing both. I enjoy playing the game of baseball. So I mean, yeah, I like both.
When you look up and down this roster, question was asked earlier, how good do you think this roster is from top to bottom?
You know, I think we were a very, very talented team. You know, last year we didn't have as much depth, and I feel like this year that's one of our biggest strengths. I think that we're going to be very good in pitching. We have a lot of pitchers this year. Last year we had 7 or 8, 9 key guys. Now we have 15, 16 that you could trust in just about any situation. Hitting, same thing, you know, just like Austin was talking about. We have a lot of depth in that. There's a lot of position battles. I mean, and like they're friendly position battles. I think that's going to help us in the long run. I think we have a very selfless team, and I think just with all the talent that we have, I think that's really going to pay off in the depth that we have.
How excited are you to get out there and play somebody else, get the season started?
I'm very excited. Long fall, just like Austin said. I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait to start playing another opponent and go out there and see how good we can be. And I think that I'm very optimistic on how we're going to do this year.
How much more comfortable are you this year now, having a year under your belt, and how has your mindset changed going into this season?
You know, definitely being more comfortable. Last year, I mean, game's going to speed up on you a little bit as a freshman. This year, I know exactly what to expect, and I'm excited just to see how we do. I mean, I feel like we're going to have a very good season, and we're going to do something special.
How do you divide your time preparing to be a pitcher and a position player in the offseason, whether it's with the coaches or in your off time?
Well, just during the fall and spring, the coaches do a very good job of dividing that between myself, Cal Stevenson, and Jordan Pierce. You know, during the fall, Tuesdays and Fridays, I'd be at the pitchers and do the throwing program, and then I mean, I never miss BP or any of that kind of stuff. Yeah, I mean, they divide them or the two positions well. I mean, it's kind of yeah.
So on your free time, do you choose something to do on your free time, or you just kind of leave that to the coaches when you're together as a team?
I mean, normally on my free time, I'm hitting. You can only do so much throwing, so I mean, I just do my throwing program with Coach Lon, and then on my free time, I'll hit, work out, stuff like that. But yeah.
Being a utility player, is that something you've always done, or is that something that's kind of come on more recently?
High school was the same way. I pitched and played outfield, and that's the same how it is here. So, I mean, I'm pretty used to it.
I know it's a new season and everything like that, but what was the experience getting as far as you guys did in the tournament and the success you guys had on the field? Do you feel like that's translating to this year?
Yeah, absolutely. Just like I said, I mean, this year we're hands down more talented than we were last year, in my opinion. And I feel that we did very, very well. We came very close to making a regional last year. I feel like it's just really important for us to just, you know, take things one pitch at a time and just let everything work itself out.
What do you know about Abilene Christian? Have you scouted them at all?
No, I have not. I'm leaving that up to the coaches. You know, they're very good at what they do, and they'll give us what we need to know going into the game. So.
Anything else for Trenton? All right, thank you, Trenton. Junior Adam Witt. Spent some time back east in the summer. Would you like to be there right now with all the snow?
Not right now, no. During the summer it was a lot nicer, 80, 85 degrees, no wind, so that was nice to get out of the wind a little bit, but definitely prefer being here right now.
How was that experience? Can you talk about it a little bit?
Yeah, it was a great experience. Austin went back and played the summer before, so he kind of gave me a little heads up into what it was like playing back there, and what Coach Roberts was all about, you know. And going back there, it really helped me. I developed a changeup I'll be using more this year. And, you know, it's just facing better competition and, you know, perfecting the craft of pitching, because you can always get better. And when you face better competition, that definitely helps you.
Did you have an idea you were going to develop it on the pitch?
I had a little bit. Austin told me that the coach likes everyone to throw a changeup. And, you know, I went in with an open mind, and sure enough, the first day he made everybody start throwing one. And I just kind of embraced it and practiced it every day and came back and have been working on it since.
What did that experience do for your confidence level, knowing that you were in a summer league with some of the top competition in the country, and the fact that you pitched so well? Does that give you something extra going into the season?
It definitely does, you know. The Mountain West, it's definitely a good conference, you know, Fresno and New Mexico, UNLV last year. And when you go back there, it's the top players from all across the country, different schools, you know. So it definitely gives me a little bit of confidence. Being able to get those guys out and pitch the way I did definitely brings confidence when I face the Mountain West teams.
What was it like a couple weeks ago getting a chance to meet Matt Williams?
That was awesome. You know, I've met him a few times because he's a Carson High alumni just like me. And he graduated with my dad, so I've met him a few times, but every time he comes back, it's always good to see him. And he had a good speech and a good Bobby Dolan dinner.
You know, they've talked, some of the other guys talked about the depth of the team, and I want to ask you about the depth of the bullpen. How do you feel about the core bullpen that you guys have this year?
You know, we lost Blueberg last year, but that was pretty much the only piece. Everybody else were coming back, and like has been said before, you know, we're deeper. We're going to have 5, 6, 7 guys just out of the bullpen that can finish games, come in early if needed, and it'll definitely be a strength, I think, of the team.
What's the confidence level of that group, do you think?
Pretty high, I think. You know, everyone's coming in, and just watching through the fall scrimmages and the spring scrimmages and being around each other every day, you know, we're starting to become pretty good friends. And I think we have a lot of confidence going in.
Well, it's an interesting part to pitch in, to hit in. Do you, with your experience now, McCoy, do you tell the younger guys, hey, this is how you need to pitch here? You still learning how to pitch there? Can you talk to us a little bit about that?
Yeah, you know, with the wind blowing out and the higher elevation for guys when they come up here, they might think about it a little bit. And the thing I tell everybody is just not to worry about it. You know, it's really not that much different as long as you throw low strikes and you get ground balls. That's the whole key to pitching, is throwing strikes and getting ground balls. And if you keep doing that, you're going to have success no matter where you pitch or where you play. So that's one of the things that I tell everyone when they come in.
There's a lot of talk about you guys might be pretty good this year, but how do you guys as a team keep yourself grounded and ignore the talk?
Well, you know, we just stay within ourselves. That's one of our goals. We have a bunch of goals, daily practice goals, daily game goals. And that's one of our goals, is to keep it simple and stay within ourselves. And I think everybody's doing a pretty good job of doing that.
Anything else, Adam? How excited are you just to get the season started, play somebody other than yourself?
Super excited. You know, especially these last 2 weeks. Every time you're going in, you're getting ready, you're pitching in situations, you're facing different hitters. And it's time to face someone new, you know, get another opponent and come together as a whole team and pull against or go against someone else.
You know, as a pitcher, you kind of have a different perspective seeing the lineup this year. How good do you think this lineup, this offense, could be this year?
It's really good. You know, this year when we split up into inter squads and do different teams, there's not one team that you'd rather pitch against than the other one. Both teams always have good hitters on both sides. And so from a pitching perspective, it's really tough to get almost everybody out, you know. All the hitters are good. We can play the small ball, hit the bomb, you know, we can do all those types of things. And we're good at executing, and you can see the experience from all the guys. So that's something that will definitely help out the pitching staff.
Getting another year of this coaching staff, do you feel more comfortable?
Yeah, definitely. You know, going into the second year, everybody kind of knows what to expect more. And it's just a lot more comfortable, you know. You get more of a team building. Everyone's, you know, coming together, and it'll be good.
All right, thanks, Adam.
This is the best team, like Austin said, that I've been on, being here for 4 years. We have a lot of talent, a lot of good guys, a lot of characters, which keeps it loose during practice and in the clubhouse, which is what you need. But yeah, I would just say that we're just going to go out there and play hard like we always have. But yeah, this is the best team I think I've been on in 4 years.
Second year of this coaching staff, how much more comfortable do you feel?
As a player, I feel really comfortable with these guys. Like I said, I'm a big jokester. I like to have fun, so these guys joke around with me all the time, and I think that relaxes me as a player and relaxes a lot of guys. But they know their way around the sport and how to go about things, and they boost everybody's confidence while we're out there, and it really helps us as players trying to play this game.
Coming into your senior season, do you have any individual goals you're going to set for yourself?
Personally, for me, no. I don't have any goals for myself. Just as a team, though, we just want to win, especially as seniors. Last year, we just want to go out there and win and make this the best year and the most memorable one possible. And so I think that's what I think 10 of us seniors that's what our main goal is just to go out there and have fun.
What did the kind of the group that's coming back learn from the experience last year and making the deep run to the tournament?
We learned what it takes. We learned what it takes to get to the tournament. I know we didn't achieve it, but I think we know now what kind of play we need to have and how we need to go about things. Like Coach Johnson said, small ball is key when you need to face a really good defensive team. So I think this team is really taking that into consideration, and we're learning as we go in the fall right now and before season that those are the small things that we need to actually perfect and do really well just to win close ball games.
Do you think being versatile is kind of a strength of the team?
Oh yeah, it's a big strength. You know, like everybody said that they've come up here that we have a lot of depth, and so being versatile is always a key part of any team. So it's going to help us in the long run.
Being one of the seniors, do you feel like you need to be a leader, and can you be a leader for this team on the field?
Yes, I think that my position has a big role in being a leader, especially on defense, kind of like being the linebacker in football. So I would say Austin and Adam, they're our captains, and they lead by example, and they lead with their voice. And I would say that every senior we have needs to be that leader for the freshmen, for the younger guys, and show them, like I said, how we need to go about it. But yeah, I would say that I need to be a leader out there on defense and just to control what goes on.
In your jokes, you're starting the season on Friday the 13th. Any problem with that?
No, I'm not a superstitious guy. But I just like to have fun. Like I said, I like to put, throw pies in guys' faces if they walk off hit, or I joke around with Austin. Austin called him a big teddy bear, even though he's the biggest dude on our team. And but yeah, I just like to have fun with the guys. I like to keep it loose and not to be tense out there. So.
Anything else for Kyle? All right. Thank you very much, Kyle.
Thanks, guys.